the other day, the VT hit 300,000 Ks. So it's due for a service. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down to the workshop. I've got a full filter kit for it. So fuel, air, and oil filter. I've got some new oil for it. I've got a auto transmission service kit, so I'll service the auto. I've got new spark plugs. So yeah, give it a bit of a birthday and should be a good thing. See if it can't do another 300,000 Ks. How's that? Alrighty, so I've got these. I've got 6 spark plugs, filter kit which has oil, air and fuel filters. I've got the deep pan transmission on it, so I've got a deep pan transmission kit. HPR 30 Penrite. I've always put this stuff in my car. It works really well for it. It improved the fuel economy quite a bit, so I just continue to use it. It's good for older engines. And then I've just got this. This is what we use here at work for most of our automatic transmissions, so it'll go in the VT without any issues. So yeah, the old girl deserves its birthday, so this is what it's getting. Oh, and I've got 6 spark plugs, and they're just standard, not iridiums. Iridiums will go further, but I've never had an issue with these, so they can go straight in. Alrighty, so with our service, well, we always want to check our waters. I'm not going to check this now because it'll still be hot. I just drove it here. This is our overflow on the Commodore, so they work by having water in those holes, shows the level, so you can see that the first and second hole there have water in it, so it's a little bit low, so I'll clutch that up. Also want to check our washer fluid, so I'll fill that up with some water. I always like to pull the dipstick and open the oil filler just to keep any old shit from staying in there, get it all coming out. And then the air filter on these is super easy to get to and replace, just 6 clips all the way around. This comes up and out. And here's our filter, which is looking pretty yuck. So I'll replace that. Pretty straightforward. There's our new filter. You can see how much cleaner it is than the last one. Throw it straight in. Put that on. Just do a 6 clips back up. Just like that, there's the first filter changed. So this isn't the greatest angle, just because the VT is a little bit low and it's touching on a bunch of stuff. The camera and the tripod doesn't fit very nicely. Fuel filter is up the back here. They are good to, the way you get them off is you push the line in and they've got 2 little clamps, and then you hold them and you pull it off. I've got the oil drain under here, so all the fuel that's leaking is going to go into there. Same thing on the other side, push it in, push those clips and pull the line off. So I've got those off. Now the filter should just about slide out of this. Alrighty, something that I did show you in the Pajero, one of the Pajero videos as well when I changed the fuel filter, is you can get a bit of a rag and just knock it and see the colour of the stuff coming out, just to give you a bit of an idea of what exactly your fuel filter is stopping. Like, that's all coming out of your fuel tank. I mean, look at that. That's disgusting. Alrighty, so these do have a direction of flow on them. I don't know if you can quite see that on the camera, but so the fuel comes in here, flows through and goes out to the motor that way. So you've got to make sure that they go on the right way. all I'm going to do is just slide this one back up into where that other one was. These Ryco filters do sometimes, or do come with these black clips, but I'm just leaving the old one in there. It's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. These ones, you'll sort of push the lines back on, and you should hear them make a click sound. Don't know if you can hear it, but there it is. And then give it a bit of a tug, just make sure it's not coming off. And just like that, there's your new fuel filter in there. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is drop the oil out of it. Oh. This one is a 19mm sump plug. Most cars are different from car to car. There's the oil coming out of that. She's, yeah, due for a change. Happy birthday, VT. Alrighty, so I've got that draining. Just a second ago, I've just cracked this oil filter loose. While that's draining, we'll take this one off. Right at the front of the motor, I've got that oil drain there catching it all. Sorry about the lighting, it's dark in here. Get that one off. I'll replace it with a new one. Alright, so while those two are draining, I'm just going to go over all the wheels and just check all the tyre pressures and check all the treads on them. And I'll check all the brakes as well, just make sure there's enough width on the pads and there's no lip on the rotors or anything. So yeah, I'll do that and then we'll get moving again. Jack's down here today as well, putting an alternator in his AU Falcon. She literally got here and it died. It wouldn't start, killed the battery, so. Working on hot cars, eh?
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Alright, so I've got the sump plug in. Give it a bit of a brake clean off, dry it off. That one up there. I don't know if I can get the right angle. About there somewhere. And then I'll put the oil filter up in here. Get her on. With oil filters, there's got an O-ring on the face where it threads in. Always put some oil on that. Saves it getting stuck and then the O-ring not being in the right place and it leaking. I only ever do these up hand tight, as should everybody else, unless they're like a cartridge style, but the spin-ons only ever hand tight. So that should be good to clean and bring back down. Actually, I might do the auto transmission while we're under here. So I've just taken that out of the box. This is a rubber gasket. Just make sure it's the right size. We've got our filter here, so we'll change that now. They do come with a little replacement grommet, which I'm not going to use. I've only ever heard bad things when people change them. I'll show you where it is now. Here's the filter up in here. If we drop this out. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. It's up in that hole in there. I'll get a good photo of it or a video in a second. I've just got to wipe my hands. But yeah, I don't ever change them just because I've only ever heard bad things. You can damage and score the inside of that and then the transmission won't build up oil pressure. So we are just going to leave that one there. All right, so there it is up in there. So yeah, like I said, I've heard horror stories of people pulling them out and they score the bore and then it won't build up oil pressure because it'll just leak straight past that seal, and they go in too far or not far enough. So I'm just going to leave that one in there just because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it is getting the new filter, new filter and new gasket on the pan. I've given the pan a good pressure wash and a clean. I'll put the magnet back in there. I'll see if I can't find another one before I throw it back on. And yeah, I've given all this a bit of a brake clean, and I'll give it a wipe over before I put the gasket and pan back on it. So I'll do that now. So I didn't do those all the way up tight with the electric ratchet. I've done them all up just to where they're touching. I've heard, again, horror stories about people breaking the bolts, doing them up too tight. So I'm just going to go over them with a ratchet and just nip them all up just to where I'm comfortable with them. I'm sure that if you Google it, you'll get torque specs, but I think I've done them enough times to sort of know what to do. It's never leaked on me before, so should be right. I'll do them up now. Alrighty, so the next thing is to fill these ones up. You've got to fill it through the dipstick tube. So I've found that this 21 pumps is a litre. It takes 4.8 litres, same as the motor, which is kind of surprising and kind of cool. So I'll pump it. I did the math about 100 times. That should be my 4.8 litres. And then I'll run it, put it through all the gears, and then check it again. It might need more. But again, I'll do the spark plugs first, and I'll do it all at once. So I'll do these pumps now, and then I'll get onto the plugs. Alrighty, so next up is the spark plugs. I'll take these leads off, take these leads off one at a time, just so they don't get mixed up. I think they all say what cylinder they're for on it anyway, but it's a good habit just to do it one at a time. So I'll do all these 3, and then I'll do the 3 on the other side, and then we should be able to start it up. Alrighty, so I've just done all the spark plugs. We're just about to start it up now. It's got all the oil in it. I've just checked the water again. So just because it's had that new fuel filter on it, just gonna turn the ignition on and off a couple times, just to try and prime that fuel filter and the fuel lines where it leaked out a little bit. Then we'll turn it on. Wait for our oil light to go away on here. That's good, it's got oil pressure. And the next thing we do is we'll run through the gears, and that'll just run all the ATF through all the lines and everything in the car. So we'll do all that. I don't know if these are so necessary. I think drive will do, but we'll run them through them all anyway. Do that a few times. You're meant to let it get warm as well before you check it, but we'll do all this. I'll let it warm up, and then we'll check it again. You're meant to check it, yeah, in park while running hot. So I'll probably, yeah, I'll shut it off now and check the engine oil, and then I'll run it a bit more, get it nice and warm, and then I'll check the ATF. So I'll check the engine oil now. Alrighty, now it's running. I've warmed it up. I've run it through all the gears. I'll check this dipstick. Don't know if it'll show on there, definitely not, but there's not quite enough in it, so I'll top it up until it's happy and go from there. Alrighty, so we're all done for today. Done all the filters, the transmission service kit, new oil in the transmission. What else did we do? The spark plugs. Last thing to do is I'll give it a bit of a test drive. Jack got his alternator done. It's all charged now, rectified an oil leak on it. So yeah, take it for a test drive, and that should be about it for today. Thanks for watching, and I don't know, this might be the outro, it might not be. Oh, it probably will be, and then I'll do some videos of the car driving or something. And yeah, subscribe and see you next time, I guess. Say bye, Jack.